Hey guys, welcome back. Episode 2 of Siren Scrubs and Sippy Cups. Brian, we're back.
We finally did it, buddy.
Back,
episode
man.
2.
I think episode 1 was a big success.
It definitely was.
Thank you to everybody who watched, who tuned in. If you haven't tuned in, get back there. It's out there on YouTube. What do we always tell them?
Actually, you know what? We're going to be expanding. I looked into it, and we're going to be expanding onto Spotify.
Are we?
Yeah.
Let's
I'm going to
go.
look into it. We're going to expand it to Spotify. So when you guys are driving, now there's no excuse. So you guys better go in there. And the more you guys listen, it helps the algorithm out. And it puts our content out there, so.
Before we get started, there is a disclosure that we need to talk about. So we talked about the Tumblr.
Oh,
the Cheetah Can
the famous Tumblr. We got some major news about this.
So
sucker.
people thought that if you subscribe to the show, you got a Tumblr. That's only if you subscribe to Cheetah Can, correct?
Absolutely. There's terms and conditions, like everything, right? There's terms and conditions to everything. So, fortunate enough, Cheetah Can is sponsoring today's episode and all episodes moving forward. But I'll tell you this. That is for Cheetah Can clients. So
I gotta tell you, man, I had friends of mine, the boys at work, even my mom. Shout out to my mom. Even they all thought that they were getting tumblers.
At the end of the day, we are dads. So we'll hook up the moms. It's okay. But you know what? You guys can definitely get one for free, and I'll hook you guys up even more for being a part of the Cheetah family. So it's really the Cheetah Can sponsoring all your Yeti products, going out to the first 50 subscribers.
The Cheetah Can.
Absolutely. Once again, disclosure, right?
We had to get it out there because there's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
A lot more than we thought. So guys, welcome to episode 2. Today we're going to be talking about the glass either being half empty or half full. Brian's always bringing that up. Brian loves to use the philosophy of, hey, sometimes you got to look at the glass half full, not so much half empty, right? Half empty, more negative, half full, more positive. Is that you would think?
Man, yeah, I live life on really always on the full throttle side of half full. Because you can view life half empty, half full, and it just depends on your personality. Is how I look at it.
Yeah,
so
it's more of a mindset, would you say?
Absolutely, it's total mindset.
Where do you think that we get this kind of mindset as individuals? Do you think that it is more based on personality? Or what would you think?
To be honest with you, that mentality and mindset comes from, I'm going to give credit to my parents. And I would say your parents too, they're hustlers. Still to this day, at their age, close to retirement, they're still hustling and working. They have a beautiful side company that they've built out and it's become very successful. My parents have grown to build their business too as well. So it's just that mindset of never stopping. We do come from families of immigrant descents, and the immigrants themselves, when they came to this country, have flourished into blowing up. And having that mindset of like never giving up and taking no for an answer is just not a thing. It's like finding a way to make it happen. Once again, that mindset of how we think is the glass half full, not half empty.
I'm glad you brought that up, especially with our families. And I think you're right. I think that it starts off with the upbringing and our parents, as great as they do, I think it even goes beyond them to our grandparents.
Absolutely.
Our grandparents came here in the 60s, at least mine did.
Yeah.
In the years as well.
Yeah.
Right when the Castro regime started.
Late 60s. So, yeah, it was like, I want to say my mom, my dad, it was like 68, 70, around there is where.
And when they came, our family was very successful in Cuba.
Yeah.
And they left with nothing, with literally the clothes on their back, looking for a better life, right?
Yeah.
And
they definitely could have lived life with the mindset of half empty.
They could have just stayed there half empty and accepted what it was, but that's not with the mindset. They look at it glass half full.
And look where we are.
Look where we are because of it.
Doing a podcast.
Our grandparents, man, RIP to them, and
And something that's a part of the podcast today, and we just wanted to bring it up, and especially like I really wanted to make sure that, like, to show you that we live life like this. Like I even bought a flag that says weak minds equal weak legs equal weak minds. Like that is, I'll edit that one out. But that's a huge mindset. Constantly think of that. Another huge guy that's constantly grinding, always grinding, and there's no need for him to grind so much, but he has and he continues. Josh Bridges.
Oh, the boy.
The ex-Navy SEAL, ex-CrossFit Games guy. We're a huge CrossFit fan of old school CrossFit, not so much now, but CrossFit back in the day. And mindset, and CrossFit itself gives us that opportunity to keep grinding.
100%,
So,
man. And now that we're talking about the mindset, looking at the glass always half full or even half empty, do you think that mindset ever shifts? I know you're a very positive guy. You're always looking at the glass half full. But do you ever look at it half empty if your mindset shifts? What I mean by that is, like, at work or at home with your family or when you're with different people?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's moments. I'm not a 24/7 mindset of half fool, right? Like I'm human. I have a mind. I work in medicine. I understand that we do have our moments that we are, like I say, weak-minded, right? And there's nothing wrong with that because I do work in medicine, so I understand that some individuals are that's just who they are. That's their character, right? And we know that. You rescue psych patients all the time, and unfortunately, you see it in them. They have that weak-minded mindset, right? And unfortunately, we can't help all, but we understand that some suffer from that. So,
have at least an understanding to it.
And I do have that moment, to answer your question. I do have that moment, but to revert that thought, I always revert that thought to like, all right, how can I get that to a positive outlook? Just because you have one negative moment within a 24-hour period doesn't mean that negative moment should outshine the positive that happened within it. There are still positive outcomes. Yet we as humans look at those half-empty parts as the epitome of like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. And now that thought stays in your mind for the rest of the year. So you feel like 2025 was a bad year, but in reality it wasn't, right? Because you had probably way more success in the 2025, but you just had one bad moment.
And that bad moment may outweigh the positive, maybe not in reality, but in your mind, right? So that's another way to look at it. Do you think that your mindset changes when you're at work versus being at home?
When I put on my work hat, I try to be as professional as I can. We work in healthcare. Healthcare individuals are professional individuals, people that are sought after to having a solution, right? And when you work in healthcare, you have to have some sort of solution or find someone that has one. So therefore, you have to have that mindset because glass half full is always finding solutions. And that's what we are as dads. That's the reason why we came together as the podcast. Yeah. To be that father figure in our own families, right? Of being that half fool, right? Because our kid can have a bad day, but we got to show them that we can have a better day. It's the mindset.
Yeah.
But,
I feel like when I go to work, I always see the glass half full. And I credit that to the boys at work, man. I feel like no matter what we face that day, no matter what we have to do, it's always going to be okay. We're going to get through it. And we're gonna go home the next day. That's just the mindset.
Absolutely.
Versus when I come home, my mindset may shift a little bit more to the glass being half empty because there are more problems at home as far as like there's a lot more things to worry about. You got the kids, you got the wife, right? Your in-laws, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
There's just a lot more, I don't know if it's worrisome is the word, but it's just different, right? It's just a different mindset. And I do try to bring that mentality that glass is always going to be, everything's going to be okay, right? That has half full from work. Try to bring it home because, that's just how I try to do it.
Yeah, and it's, we have, life is a journey, right? And developing some mindset, right? Let's say we have 50 people that watch this episode, 1 million, 2 people, right?
And 1 million be nice.
Hey, subscribe, share,
and like, right?
And hit the notification button on YouTube.
Guys,
hit the notification on YouTube.
And if you're gonna make fun of us, guys, side note, that's cool, make fun of us, but like and share first.
And put some comments, okay? Yes.
Talk to us. We love questions. Talk to us.
I saw a comment about a Yeti. Once again, disclaimer.
The disclosure.
This Yeti is for Cheetah Can clients. First 50, get one free. Yeti, you get a Yeti from Cheetah Can.
Sponsorship, by the way, great sponsorship.
Yeah, that's a great company, man. They love helping. So once again, it's a life journey. Life is a journey, and hopefully we can help, like what I was saying, these subscribers or anybody that follows or listens to it. It's like, if you hear this podcast and just this one episode, and it helped you to start to realize how you can analyze life and every single aspect of like glass half full, glass half empty, like how do you want to tackle that situation? By all means, hopefully we did and we made a difference, right? But that's the purpose of this platform, to give people an opportunity to listen other people's thoughts and realize that we're all in the boat together, rowing together. Sometimes I want to kick some individuals off the boat,
I get it.
I don't want to get political.
But we always do. But continuing on the topic, man, do you think the mindset, right? Half full, half empty. Does that develop, or do you bring that into your marriage? And not only your marriage, but with your friendships, right? How do you think, let's say, for example, you have a friend, or even if it's your spouse, what if they don't see it the way you see it? Maybe you see it half full, but they see it half empty, right? So I guess, how do you find the middle ground, I guess, is the main question there.
I'll say this. I could be wrong, right? And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But
It's an opinion.
I feel like, I think I've gone through stages in life, and I feel like we all have, right? We all have definitely gone through stages. And that answer might sound different from someone in my age compared to like my dad that's in his 60s, right? They can definitely give you different answers. It's a tough one. How I handle it, and this is how I handle it, everybody handles things differently. I'm able to put on a face and put on a character certain ways for certain people. Just because I am the type of person that likes to deter conflict. I don't like conflict, I'm not just a man of it. Even with my own son, I deter it, right? But yet again, that's my solution to a situation that could arise. So
I feel
how about
like,
you? I mean, you tell me.
I feel like you have to find balance, right? If I look at the glass half empty and my wife's looking at it half full, I think that I can try to look at it her point of view and try to better myself to that. I'll give you a great example. My mother-in-law always tells me this one phrase all the time. Every time I start drowning in a glass of water, if you will, and I tell her what's going on, she always tells me, everything is fixable, second to death. We can change anything, right? Anything can get changed, things can get better. You can have a positive outcome of anything going on, right? As long as it's not death. You can't change that. But anything second to that, we can change and make it better. So shout out to my mother-in-law.
It's funny that you say that because actually my grandmother that passed away, that was her thing. She goes like in Spanish, you know, was like, you can replace,
Yep.
but una vida you can't.
Yep, 100%, man.
So, like una vida meaning like a person you can't replace. So,
And I'll tell you what, every time I hear that phrase, every time she says that, bro, I instantly take a breath, calm down, and
realize it's a moment.
100%.
You know, it's a moment. It's gonna
100%.
come and go like everything else. Always
Sometimes
has.
you need that reset. I feel like that's what friendships do, family, marriage, all that is just gonna help you. If you see it in different views, it just helps you. The other person can just help you reset, right, and continue moving forward.
Yeah. And that's any venture in life, right? It could be a business venture, friendship venture, marriage, relationships with your kids.
Speaking of kids, do you know that kids only view it one way? I was doing some research just to see, like, we both have 4-year-olds now, wondering how do they see it, and do they see us looking at the glass to be half empty sometimes, and do they think differently? But all kids see the glass not even half full. They see the glass full, always. And that's just the innocence, right? That's the beauty of the kids, man. And how can we as dads continue to influence them to always continue to see that glass either full or half full, right? What are your thoughts on that?
You know, I think you nailed it on the head there with the word innocent. And kids are full of innocence, man. Even doesn't matter the age range, you know, they really are. Because they just haven't gone through that experience in life, you know? And experience does mold individuals to create a certain mindset, right? It's interesting that kids only kind of look at it one way is what you were saying,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's only one way.
It's always okay to them, right?
Yeah.
And I guess that starts with us as parents. You know, we're always gonna make sure that they're okay. And they always have like that security blanket, right? I know my daughter, when she feels unsafe, she runs to my bed, right? She gets between me and my wife, and it
Yep.
feels safest. And I feel like that's what we've built as parents. And I think that's a great thing. And when we assist with their looking at the glass full, you know? So
Yeah. And once again, giving them, using your words here, like using us as a security blanket could sometimes potentially create a soft mindset. So we have to also, I feel, every parent is different and parenting skills are different. But, you know, in reality, when you give your kid too much security, right, it could be good or it could be bad, right? But every kid's personality is different, and how they interpret that situation, how you say that situation with one kid, both kids might interpret it different, just based off of the character and who they are, right?
I'll tell you a story that happened to me the other day with Audrey. So I was getting her dressed, right, on the bed, and you know, we started kind of roughhousing her a little bit, and I threw her on the bed, and she got up and she says, "Daddy, you make me sad and mad and happy when you do that. And I was like, sad, mad, and happy? She goes, yes. And I was like, you can't be sad, mad, and happy. And she says, yes, I can. And at that moment, you know, it hit me that in that very moment, I was all three things as well. I'm happy because I get to play with my kid, right? I'm sad because I know that this moment won't last forever. And I'm mad because there's nothing I can do about that. We can't outbeat Father Time, as people say. So at that moment, my 4-year-old daughter's teaching me something that I think is complete nonsense, but her innocence, right? She thinks that she can be all three things, and me as an adult saying, no, like, mad, sad, and happy are different things. You can't be them at the same time. And yet here I am looking at it from her point of view and going, wow, I'm actually sad, mad, and happy right now. So, no food for thought with that one.
Yeah, and that's an interesting story because it's very true. My son himself has taught me things that have gone like, really? And it goes back to that word, innocence.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a beautiful thing. That's when you have kids, you know, you don't want Father Time to beat you, but they always do. You know, I did see a post the other day on Instagram, bucket of balls, baseballs, better said. Let me make a disclaimer there before we start getting stuff in the comments, all right? But yeah, it was a bucket of baseballs and there was a note in it. And the note said, whoever, this bucket of balls is for free. I use these bucket of balls for myself, for my son, that is 47, and my grandson, that now is 23. Both my son and my grandson no longer live in the area. I don't need these balls. Whoever uses these balls, have a good time. And I was like, man, Father Time will always outbeat you. And those bucket of balls has a huge story behind it of joy, sadness, exactly what you were experiencing. And being mad because he had to let it go. He had to let go of a memory, you know? And as parents, we want to build memories, but time will just go. And
at the end of the day, all you have is the memories. So make memories, man.
And glass half full, man. Glass half full with the memories, you know? Because you don't want to create sad memories, but sad memories happen. They do come and go, right? Like I have a dog, right? I'll give you a life story, right? I have a dog, and eventually he's gonna pass. Time,
don't say that.
You know, but it's the truth, right? And then that is a sad moment in his life that I'm gonna be around. So he has an empty water bottle. All right, let's put the disclaimer out there. You'll wonder what he's grabbing down there.
Oh, jeez. Well, hey. With all that being said, I think that was a good topic. I think that was a good conversation. And I think people have expectations, right? Going back to episode 1, that there's something in this box today.
I don't know what you put in this box. Actually, real stuff, people. I have no idea what he put in there.
He doesn't know, but I'm super excited to bring it out because what is in the box definitely has a story to it. Last week we had the traffic cone, which is why I'm wearing the old traffic cone. Shout out to the first what's in the box right here, baby.
The first and only Tony.
Tony. God, I hate that you named it, but yeah, man, let's get to it.
I'm excited. Put it down in your comments. Put it in the comment on what you think is in there, and then play the video. We would love to know what you were thinking, what's in the box.
They'll never guess, because this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So I'm just gonna pull it out, man.
Oh!
So I had to get this from your cabinet.
Let me do this.
Only because mine's still kind of wrapped up. So I'm gonna give that to you.
Dude, this is sick,
I'm gonna bring out, we got 2 things in the box, just because this is a picture to it, and we'll show you that in a second. So this American flag, the significance behind it is that it was flown
in a B-2 bomber.
One of our best friends, Carlo, he is still in the reserves, but he was an Air Force pilot, and his job was to fly the B-2 bombers. So on his last flight, which was last year during the AFC Championship over Kansas City, he threw a bunch of flags onto the plane, and he got to fly with them. So all these flags were flown in the B-2 bombers, and there's actually a picture right here. Maybe we can like kind of zoom it in or whatever. But this kind of is a certificate of authenticity, and it kind of shows the B-2 bomber at Carlos flying over the Kansas City Chiefs Stadium. So, dude, super cool, man. He's our coolest friend that we have.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Carlo. Dude's just a good dude, man. Great dad, great dude. We miss him. He lives in Kansas City still. He's now working as a airline pilot
Yes,
for
he is.
United. So get out to United. Shout out to them for hiring one of the best pilots that we know. And yeah, man, I just think it was a really cool story. It means a lot. Like I said, man, he's a really great friend. He means the world to me. He means the world to Brian. And
great guy, man.
This flag means the world to us because that was his last flight, and he made an effort to give us one. So shout out to him.
We walked his wedding, you know, he walked.
He walked our weddings.
He walked our weddings. He's a great guy. He's shown up. He's come
I've
down.
known him since high school.
Like when he comes down to Miami, he calls us up and we'll go ahead and meet up with him. And we've seen his kid. And, you know, actually, small little story in background how I even met him. I went to high school with him. But I met him one day randomly at a local park just around the corner. And we were chit-chatting, and then all of a sudden we started throwing a baseball around. He was going to go play baseball at the high school, and he ended up playing baseball his freshman year there.
Stud.
And we just connected there randomly at a park.
The most humble guy. Just nice guy, super smart. Went to the Air Force Academy right out of high school. Scored top 3 in his class, got to go fly fighter jets. And then from there,
He became an instructor. The Air Force trusted him to teach other pilots how to fly. To accomplish what he's accomplished, you have to have a certain mindset.
I'll tell you a fun story about Carlo. My mom got him a Beanie Baby, if you remember what those are. It's like a pilot Beanie Baby. And she gave it to him. He came down to visit one time and she said, hey, if you could ever, keep this with you, if you ever want to fly with it, to keep it safe. Well, I think maybe a couple weeks later, not long, he sends me a video of him flying, and he pulls out the Beanie Baby and he sets it right there in the cockpit with him. And dude, my mom still has the video. It's her favorite video. Shows it to everybody that wants to see it. And it's just the kind of guy he is, man.
He's a very humble, very nice guy, man.
We should
Very
get him
nice.
on the podcast, honestly.
Yeah.
Really wish. We
If
gotta
you
bring
stick
him out
around
here.
in the future, when I have a cool, a special guest one day, that's to come.
But yeah, man, so that's our What's in the Box segment for today.
That was cool. That's cool, man. That was cool.
Yeah.
Expectation.
Expectation, right? I was talking to her about it. I was like, what am I gonna put in the box? And she was like, you should put Carlos' flag. And I was like, oh my God, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So
It's a little bit about both of us. you
yeah,
know?
that's a good dude right there, man. So
Yeah.
we know we're gonna leave you with a quote. We don't have a quote today, but we do have a fun fact. So either quotes or fun facts we're gonna leave you guys with. It is the summertime. We're experiencing a lot of thunderstorms in the area. It's hurricane season, right? So our fun fact is that Florida is the lightning capital of the U.S.
That just blows my mind. Like,
I thought it was the world, but it's not. I actually researched that.
oh, you did.
Oh, I had
Of
to.
the U.S.
The U.S. is Florida, but in the world is called Lake Maracaibo, if I'm saying that right, in Venezuela. According to the New York Times, they did a study with NASA, and NASA's saying that they have 233 flashes per square kilometer in that region of Venezuela. So that is
230 what?
33 flashes per square kilometer.
That's not much. That's insane.
Not much. I think that's a lot.
Oh, yeah, I'm saying kilometer. I mean, like not much of a mini
of square feet,
area.
yeah.
Holy bananas. Yee.
So with that being said, man,
Stay safe out there.
stay safe out there.
Because Florida is real.
Florida is real, man, and it happens all the time. So keep your kids inside. during
And the reason why
thunderstorms,
we
keep
came
yourself
up with
inside.
this fact, what was the reason we did this fact?
So we were working out today, and it started raining.
Yeah.
So we started running in the rain because we weren't going to stop at that time until the lightning and the thunder were directly over our heads, right? It was flashing and banging right then and there. We were like, all right, maybe we shouldn't be running outside right now.
I was like, we got 2 kids, man. We're dads,
And that's how we got that topic.
We usually don't let the weather get to us, but that one did. Safety is a little concern.
A little much. You got anything else?
Man, nothing. I got nothing else to bring to the people and to the table today. I think it was an amazing episode.
I think so.
And I'm excited to bring what's next, the next episode. So,
Any expectations what the next episode's going to be?
man, I don't have anything yet as a topic.
Perfect.
But guess
Stay
what?
tuned.
If you follow us on Instagram, our story might give you a little preview. So all I gotta say is stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys. Like, subscribe, and share.
Hit that notification button if you're on YouTube. We appreciate it. So that way you can stay tuned. And look us up on Spotify. Sometime this week we'll post it
We'll post it. We'll let you guys know.
and we'll put them there. So that way when you're driving and you want to listen to us, go ahead. Appreciate that.
That's it, man. Siren, Scrubs, Sippy Cups. We're out of here.